Mai, how are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need anything?
I think I just want to add that I'm feeling the same connection I think you mentioned a little bit ago to what we attended yesterday, the Where Are the Men webinar. And I do want to say that it is meaningful to me and it is healing to me to see men showing up in these spaces.
Yes. What's happening in your body as you just name that? Breathe, breathe.
Grief
Yes. Where do you feel it?
in my throat and my chest.
So just put your hand there so tenderly. Okay. What's the intensity? Breathe. Yeah.
Like an 8, I think.
Yeah. So now we're in the collective grief. So just what you want to do is just you're almost inviting the collective there to grieve alongside you, but you're not doing it for them. You're just doing it because you're part of it, right? Grief about what? Let's name it. Good.
I think grief about the chasm between men and women.
Yes.
Something that came up in the little groups we had yesterday was it was me and two other femme presenting people speaking. And what was really consistent between all of us was we want to caregive men without it becoming a dangerous dynamic.
Beautiful.
I want to be free to love men without fear
Of,
being harmed.
yes. Beautiful. What's happening in your body as you name that? I want to care for you without the risk to my body and my psyche.
It feels everything's like dropping out of me in a way,
Say more.
almost like I don't know, I have an image of falling to my knees.
Yes. And wailing?
Yeah, and just pleading, like, why can't we be here together?
Yes.
Why can't we hold each other?
Yes. Breathe. Let this drain out of you, Mai. Why do we keep taking from each other? Why can't we live all alongside one another? Good. Just let it breathe. Just grieve it, okay? Good. And everyone, you're connecting to your own particular ancestry now, if this resonates, okay? And you let it come through. And you remind yourself that you're in this globe of light, feeling whatever you need. You're reminding your littles to only look to you and that you're connected to the land and the sun. And then you're zooming out and you're seeing your ancestors there doing this grief work together too, raging, screaming, crying, whatever needs to happen. You're just allowing space for it. No judgment. I hear this phrase of what have we done to one another? Does that land for you, Mai? Yes, just let that come in. Look at what we've done to one another. Yes, good. Is anything shifting in your body?
I'm it's pouring out of me, but I
Good.
feel relaxed in a
Yeah,
way.
yes. Let it go through you. It's relaxed because you're now the channel of it. You're not holding on to it because it's not about your survival. You're actually getting the gems now. Does that make sense? So just let it through you. And if you like, I invite like an image of like wind or rain that comes through. And the natural elements that are coming through are helping this clear out of everyone's globe of light, everyone's body, and just draining it out into the land. What's happening now in your body, Mai?
I still feel relaxed. I'm feeling a little warmer. The intensity is coming down.
Good. Is there an image or a phrase that comes into mind now?
I don't know, I'm seeing like a sea of men and women coming together in the beautiful meadow or forest.
Beautiful. Just notice that. What's the sensation when you visualize that, when you can see everyone coming together in a meadow?
Love.
Can you see them enclosed in their globes of light with boundaries? Good. And it's almost like tenderly coming together,
Yeah.
not rushing in. And
Mm-hmm.
we're micro dosing this right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm seeing joining hands, not
Yes.
enmeshing.
Yes. So maybe not even joining hands yet, but like we're in a circle and we're just noticing what it feels like to be shoulder to shoulder. Okay. While I sit with this image, I want to say something that I'm learning about as I put myself out there on these dating things. I haven't even gone, it's not even progressing, right? But it's like I'm using it to explore what does relating to someone mean? And historically, it has been about bondage. When I love you, I am bound to you. That is control. Okay. So, as we're in this image of being in a circle, it's like you're bumping shoulders to shoulders. Okay. And this is not a relationship that binds. It's almost like when you're in a circle and you can't tell who's moving and everyone's just relaxing. So, it's like everyone's being held in this circle, right? But no one's falling out because everyone's holding each other through this tension, right? And what happens is, I want you to imagine all of these people that are coming together, bumping shoulders to shoulders, are rooted to the land, connected to the sun. And what's resourcing all of them is the mycelium. It is not the roots of the tree that are holding each other up, it's the land. What's the sensation now as you're imagining shoulder to shoulder, not hand in hand yet?
How do I put it? It just feels, it feels a bit restful and
Yes.
also active in a way. Like it
Yeah.
active in the sense of we're acting in care of each other.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Exactly. The image feels so powerful to me, Mai, because what's historically happened is we come together and then we just start rebuilding. This is not a time for rebuilding. This is a time for grieving.
Yeah.
Everyone's time for grieving alongside one another, resting in that grief, grieving all the possibilities, all the lives that were lost, physical and emotional, grieving and tending to that grief because those tears are going to water the earth. We don't know what we need to build yet. We just need to remember we're human first. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. What happens when I say that?
In a way, it's a little bit of a relief because I think it is such a tendency for me to be so forward focused, like push,
Yes.
push. So it's like permission to just hold.
Yes. I have a wave of grief right now. There's terror being in the group. It feels so scary. What happens? I'm sorry. I'm still the facilitator. Hold on, let me just get. Can we all just breathe together? Can everyone just unmic and just start breathing together? I need to hear.
I think it's incredible you named that, Judy, because that was also in here for me too.
Yes.
I've noticed I've been so afraid to like even show up in our like practice groups. And I was super afraid in that webinar yesterday and just so afraid to be in these groups.
Why?
It the harm.
Yes. From what?
being ostracized. Why being ostracized?
Yes. You started with this when you started the group. Do you remember that session? I remember the session. You introduced yourself and then everyone was quiet because I think it was the day that I was crying. And then you're like, I feel a little uncomfortable. And I'm like, why? Because I'm afraid to make a mistake.
Yep. Full circle.
Yes, full circle. Just notice that. I'm afraid to show up in these spaces because I might make a mistake. And then I'll lose it all. Just notice everyone on the call, okay? There's such a charge for showing up in our humanity imperfectly. And we have to show up in our humanity imperfectly because that's what makes us human. Breathe. Yes.
There's,
Go ahead,
sorry,
please. No.
there's so much pain attached to making mistakes from
Yes.
my lived experiences, family of origin. And yet I also have empathy for like my father
Yes.
because I have the understanding that he was training me to survive.
Breathe. And it was not what you needed.
And is so hurtful.
Yes. So in this circle, I want you to imagine we're shoulder to shoulder. Everyone's in their bubble of light. And in their bubble of light are their little ones. Okay. And we have this boundary up. So we're bumping shoulders to shoulders. Okay. And you look over, one of the bubbles of light or people might be a parent or someone who's done harm. And you go, and I'm not letting you impact me anymore. I understand why you think that was a right thing. And I'm going to leave you with clearing that out in your bubble because that's your work to do. And I am here alongside everyone who will do their own work.
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Freeing on one hand and heartbreaking on the other.
Heartbreaking how?
Because I feel like I'm turning my back on them.
Yes. So you look to your little ones who's activated now. Who's the one that feels like you're turning your back on them?
I think my child.
Yes. You just lift them up and go, oh, sweetheart. You were taught that love was bondage. It's not. Love is freedom. And I'm going to give it to you bit by bit until you can tolerate it and understand that your freedom does not abandon a single person. It invites them along towards freedom if they choose it. But part of freedom is allowing them to choose. How does that feel?
It resonates and
Mm-hmm.
it still hurts
100%. Yes.
because they aren't choosing to come along.
Yes. And that has nothing. Oh, sweetie, that has nothing to do with you. Do you have them? Do you have your little ones? Good. That grief is important. Okay? It'll grow something. You. Is this an okay place to stop?
Yeah. Thank you,
Good.
Judy.
Beautiful. Everyone take a sip. Yes. Thank you, Gio and Mai. That was amazing. The hand in hand. How do we forgive each other enough to grieve side by side? Forgiveness is around letting the negative feelings go without the need for punishment. I want us to question, and I don't want us to do it now, what forgiveness has been taught to us to mean. Okay? Forgiveness has been used as a tool of oppression, in my mind. Sally is nodding. Rose is nodding. Forgiveness has been used to control people. Well, if you're a good Christian, you would forgive. Do you know what Jesus Christ would do? He'd upend this fucking table and feed everyone. I shit you not. Yes? Question everything. And if it does not make you feel free, in love, with strong boundaries, keep looking. I want to check in with each person without opening up anything. I just want to see how that landed for each of your bodies because it was very intense. Okay. Just quickly, do you see how I landed in collective trauma very quickly? If it was scary or overwhelming to you, that's okay. I've gotten so good at this that it just comes in a wave. And then I'm like, okay, I was able to name the resource I needed, which was I needed to hear other people with me, right? And what happened was I was able to just let it go through me as a channel, right? So I just imagined a very big tree or bamboo and just letting it come through. And I was looking for the bits that I needed without holding on to anything. Okay. This happened with another member at one of the times I checked in with them after and was like, how are you doing? It came very quickly and then it was gone. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So this is the practice. This is what we're learning to do in our bodies, using it the way that it can be used, right? To process large things and get the pieces that we need. We're clearing out the collective trauma together, okay? So I feel very rooted, tired, but I'm in my body.